We are set whenever you are ready, Mr. President.
1 minute.
Okay.
I have 7 o'clock. Would everyone please rise? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing. You may be seated. Mrs. Madison, would you do roll call, please?
Wade Beatty,
Here.
Cynthia Neal. Here. Gerald Leonard.
Here.
Graham Richardson.
Here.
Melissa Toth.
Here.
Monica Van Hoy.
Here.
Tom Schetzel.
Here. All 7 members of the board are present. I will call this October 21, 2025 regular board meeting to order. Board members, you have the agenda in front of you.
Mr. President, I'll make the motion to accept the agenda as presented.
Motion by Mrs. Neal, second Mrs. Toth to approve the agenda for tonight's meeting. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carries 7-0. Thank you. Minutes from our. Yeah. Well, we got 3. Last month's board meeting.
The budget public hearing on October 7th. The regular session board meeting on September 16th. And the budget work session on September 16th.
On the October 7th, the budget hearing, I was not at that meeting.
Any other correction? Chair will entertain a motion to approve.
Well, Mr. President, I'll make a motion to approve minutes of budget hearing October the 7th, 2025, regular session meeting minutes for September the 17th, 2025, and budget work session minutes September the 16th, 2025, as presented.
That's correct. That's corrected.
As corrected, yes.
Yeah, it's the file name, but that's not, the minutes are correct. I noticed that as well. Need a second. I need a second. Motion by Mr. Leonard, second Mrs. Toth to approve the 3 meeting minutes as corrected. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carries 7-0. Thank you. Mr. Baney.
We have a few quick superintendent's reports this evening. First off, I want to publicly thank TriCappa for funding a district project that ensures that trauma response bags and emergency response items are always within quick reach for any adult responder. This initiative certainly strengthens our ability to be able to respond effectively in a high stress situation for any safety or emergency response. We are talking about, correct me if I'm wrong, but 15 different response kits that'll be mounted on the walls and throughout our buildings and facilities to be able to help with that response. So thank you very much to them. The Raptor visitor management system is fully operational now. We're working through some minor improvement kinks, but it has added another valuable layer of safety with minimal inconvenience to staff and visitors. Just make sure you remember to bring your driver's license. Since our last meeting, we had our first of the year ADM count, our membership count that goes towards our funding. This year, our official number was 1016. That is down 4 students from last year. Looking at that data, we've seen a little bit of an increase in homeschool. That is something that we have seen across the state of Indiana for a variety of different reasons. So staying within 4 or 5, one way or the other. If we lose 4, then I consider that staying very close to one another. If we gain 4, then that's a big deal. So, but we're staying right there. And the last item is the building project update. And I want to give you a little bit of a timeline because this has been a massive piece of what we have been working on lately. It's getting exciting because the bidding time frame will be for the month of November. And this whole thing is going to come before the board at our December regular session meeting. And we will know by Christmas if we are full steam ahead and what that looks like. So pretty excited about that. Fingers crossed that this time our design comes in a budget that is manageable and will not result in any sort of a tax increase. So that's the focus. That concludes my updates for this evening.
Missed this item on the agenda. There was no visitors registered to speak.
Oh, no.
Consent agenda. Mrs. Madison, you want to read us our bills?
Yes, for your approval tonight, I have claims from September 17th through October 21st. Voucher numbers 435751 through 435897 for a total of $1,759,902.38. In your financial reports, you will find the fund reports along with a cash flow for education operations, a transfer resolution, and 1 donation.
$1,000 donation from Franklin County.
For Eastwood program.
Franklin County.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion to accept the consent agenda as presented.
Motion to approve the consent agenda as presented. This included a transfer for 35,000, correct? Okay. Consent agenda presented by Mrs. Neal, motion by Mrs. Neal, second Mrs. Van Hoy to approve that. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carries 7-0. Thank you. Board policy, second reading, Mr. Bean.
Tonight, for your consideration for second reading, we have three policies: 9700, relations with special interest groups, 9150, which deals with school visitors, and 2430, clubs, activities, and community programs. All of those are in your packet and also contain all legal sections.
Mr. President, I'll make the motion to approve on second reading. This 9700, then 150. And
Second, Mr. President.
Motion by Mrs. Neal, second Mr. Leonard to approve on second reading, following board policy 9700, 9150, 2430. Any discussion? You may.
Uh-huh. Yes, these are from ISBA that are also registered. Yeah, just as part of our regular package. It's not, it's part of our routine, so just a double check with it, but that's where we are now, 100% ISBA. Okay, good.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carries 7-0. Thank you. New business, teacher appreciation grant. Tag.
This is a discussion item that I wanted to add tonight because it is something that we are going to need to make some decisions on next month. We're working with the Teachers Association. For years now, the state of Indiana has provided school corporations with funding for a teacher appreciation grant, which provides a payment, sometimes depending on the district, between $250 to $600. It's an additional payment outside of the teaching contract, specific for teachers that are rated highly effective or effective, and that staggers. Each year they change how those requirements are figured, what the differences in those amounts may be. This year, they completely gutted the program, continued with the funding, but have put in some new requirements that create a situation where many of our teachers are not eligible to even compete for this. You have in your packet the most recent Department of Education guidance from Anna Schultz, the Chief Academic Officer with the state, that goes through what some of the requirements are for teachers. There are 3 different tiers of recognition stipend. To be eligible for that, they have to be able to show that you've significantly impacted student outcomes using national or state assessment measures. So that is an area that extremely limits who's eligible and who's not. There are a lot of teaching positions that don't have a state or a national assessment tied to them. The stipends, however, have gone up tremendously. Only 20 teachers within a district can be eligible for one of these grants. I'm sorry, for one of these awards. The Tier 1 award that we just mentioned is $3,500. Tier 2, eligible educators must have all of the requirements for the recognition stipend and formally mentor or coach another teacher to improve student outcomes, to provide instructional leadership, to improve student outcomes across multiple classrooms, or serve in a high need or geographical shortage area. Those aren't defined. There's no such thing as a definition to say what teaching positions are a high need shortage position or a geographical need position. And also optional criteria defined by the school corporation or charter school. There's a lot of mentorship that happens amongst teachers in the building. We have found that as soon as you standardize those programs and take away the natural component of mentorship, you lose a lot of value from it. Our mentorship programs don't just check a box, which is what we're being asked to do here. And last, that stipend's $5,000, so significant. Tier 3 is $7,500, and to be eligible, educators must, again, significantly impact a testing area, national or state, be a formal mentor or coach, serve in a high need or geographical shortage area, and optional criteria defined by the school. Those aren't any or. They have to be able to check all of those boxes. As you can imagine, across the state of Indiana, this has become a difficult thing for schools to be working out how they want to do this, because you're very quickly saying you're worthy and you're not. And we know that that's not how schools operate. It is to the point where there are a lot of school corporations that have turned down this money. We are not one of them. And we didn't do that because the numbers are significant for people. You hate to take that opportunity away from the people that do qualify simply because some people won't. So, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I know why one school corporation said no. They went to their teachers and asked them if it was good.
Mhm.
And then the teachers come back and said, we don't think,
Mhm.
because you can only do 20% to begin with.
Mhm.
And when you're talking that much money, you put them competing against each other, and you take out the camaraderie they have amongst themselves and teaching kids. They've made it a competition. It's Mike Braun competing against Falmouth. The teachers chose with this school corporation that I know
Mhm.
not to participate.
And we still retain that option. This has been 100% teacher association and teacher driven.
Okay.
This is, and that will continue. The recommendation that we come back with will be that. We are in the bargaining, as you know, we're in the bargaining process right now. This is not something that can be legally bargained, but that is a time where we are going to be able to have a lot more pointed conversation about the teacher appreciation grant, and between UNICEF directors and our attorneys that work with dozens and dozens of districts across the state, we're going to be able to put our heads together for what other ideas they're seeing out there. But just want to plant this seed for you tonight.
I know it's not negotiable in the contract, but their opinion matters.
That's the only opinion that really matters when it comes down to it. So that will be our focus. Next up is we have a Latin honors discussion. And we have some very special guests with us.
I brought back up tonight. This conversation kind of segues perfectly into what we're talking about tonight, the competition and the different aspects on the student side. And so Mr. Bainey kind of presented to you guys, I think back in the summer, that we were going to start exploring Latin honors and looking into how our teachers, families felt about potentially switching to Latin honors, starting with our freshman class because of the new diploma and things that we're kind of leading that way. So we began looking at different questions. Would that allow some of our top kids to take the classes they want instead of just chasing their GPA points? Could it take some stress away from our kids that are already overstressed? Could we reduce the competition between students and allow kids to compete against themselves to reach a goal? Would more kids take elective classes, choose to go to vocational, choose to do work-based learning if the pressure of I have to take all 10 AP courses with them? Looking at the new Indiana diploma and leading toward more work-based learning experience, and supporting student interest in where they want to go, we feel like Latin Honors would support that. Want to share a little bit more? When we talk about the Latin honors around the state, we know that there are several school districts, and there's a growing list then that have transitioned to this system. So we know that it's already in place and it's working in other schools. And why did schools typically make this switch? And one of the things was in fact that stress and anxiety that kids face while taking all of these dual credit classes that they try to take to crack the top 10. And I can say this as a school counselor at high school. I've been seeing students come in crying. They don't think that they're going to get all 10 in, that they are very upset, that they want to outplay their own fear for ranking, which you're going to go back to in a moment. And so hopefully by moving to an honor system, we would reduce that stress. And sometimes kids are really just taking the courses just because they're rated, but they're not taking them because they're interested in them, and they're not getting those valuable experiences of having other courses or opportunities that would allow them to work. And would be a better fit for looking at their long-term academic goals. The competition among kids creates a lot of stress and tension. I can tell you that personally by it changes their perspective to allow them to worry about themselves, what their goals are, and what's going to best meet their needs, something else that what their friends and their friends do feel. So what life has looked like at night? There are two different avenues, and the one that makes the most sense for our school is strictly academic focus. And that's what most of the schools have gone to, because that system closely resembles the college system. And if you are wondering in the back of your mind, what does that mean about ranking? And in a 2019 survey conducted by the National Association for the College of Admissions Counseling, class rank finished in the 9th place in terms of importance. It finished behind counselor and teacher recommendation letters. Among the traditional measures of student quality, class rank is widely described by admission officers as a pleasant. Only 19% of colleges now give considerable importance to class rank when considering applicants. And this is from the Council of Higher Education. So what does this mean is that what that might look like is that if we are looking at that academic approach, we are going to then look at what their overall GPA and not about class rank, and accept them up for being able to take courses that better align with their academic goals.
It's my turn. I thought it was just the backup, but here we go. So I know previously we've discussed the new diploma and all of the opportunities that it presents for our students to really personalize their educational experience. So we thought that this was the best time to kind of roll out this plan because it correlates with that mindset. So when you have kiddos that are able to do work-based learning, they're able to immerse themselves in community service depending on what SIL that they're going to be approaching. Then at that point, it's going to be a great opportunity for them to not put so much heavy emphasis on just chasing their GPA and being designated valedictorian or salutatorian of their class. Now, I understand, like Ms. Weaver said, that there's times where a school may recognize a valedictorian or salutatorian with scholarship money. We will still maintain a ranking for that student. So if there is a scholarship that they are trying to win from a university, we would supply that to the university because we would not want that kid to miss out on that scholarship. So would not eliminate that. We also did not want to make this decision without having a wide survey from our stakeholders. So initially, because we wanted to roll this out with our freshmen, we surveyed the freshman parents and guardians at our freshman orientation. That was overwhelmingly positive from those stakeholders. I think all but four, three undecided and one no from that entire survey was against this idea or unsure of this idea about transitioning to Latin honors. Yes, most were in support. Only four were not in support of it. I'm sorry. And then same thing with our staff. When we surveyed our staff, all of them with the exception of four, and they were just undecided. They had more questions, essentially. I do know that the one parent that was concerned about this had a very high achieving child. So they were concerned about how that would impact them moving forward. So again, that's further conversations that we would have to have with them. So what our recommendation is going to be is that if the board finds that this is something that is beneficial for our KHS students, that we would give the designation with a 4.0 or better, summa cum laude, 3.8 to 3.99 magna cum laude, and 3.6 to 3.79 cum laude. And that would also make some adjustments to our honors banquet, where we would identify those students that maybe achieve a couple of these and then recognize them at our honors banquet.
So what has changed and what we are seeing that's really creating the need to consider this change is a great thing. And that is that we have so many kids that are receiving college credit and so many kids that are taking advanced courses, they have to be weighted. If we've got a kid that's taking a college statistics class, that certainly is worth more academically than freshman algebra. Those opportunities for kids aren't just coming through our school corporation or our vocational cooperative. They can go anywhere and get qualified courses to be able to do that. That's a wonderful thing. That's great opportunities for kids. But it creates a situation where if I'm a kid that has to work all summer long, I can't take all these extra courses. If I'm a kid that participates in these other things, or I don't have the money to be able to do this, I can't take these other courses. I could be a kid that got a C in a class, but have the resources to be able to take 3 or 4 weighted classes during the summer or during the night that other kids may not have, and be able to make up for that and pass other kids with valedictorian or senior. So this has become a problem. It's become a problem very quickly. And we want to come up with a solution that protects options for families and doesn't penalize kids in any way. Our high school staff has worked very hard at that. Tonight, this is simply a discussion item for you. They want to gather some more input and want to make sure that this is something, a change that the community would be behind it.
Is this, if approved at some point, we'll start with the current freshman class. So you'd like to have a decision soon.
Any questions?
It was around 30, but actually submitted them back to us. Yeah. And then all of our staff at the point board. And we also have further conversation discussions. This is very positive.
Except in situations where there's specific scholarship.
I'll want another class now for some sort of scholarship, we would absolutely allow our kids to,
No, I understand that. We have to celebrate if they, and obviously have that. We're not going to announce any way to perform.
we would announce it on.
When I say it's cutthroat, for some of them, it is. It's very
In the last few years, we've seen a lot of students making sacrifices of deciding not to do things that they would prefer to do, or things they feel like they have to do, so that they can achieve that.
I'll tell you, I was against this when it was first brought to me. It felt like a participation trophy. The more that we looked at opportunities that different kids have and don't have is really what kind of frame this thing has. We gotta be careful somebody doesn't simply be. Nowadays, it wouldn't be all that difficult to do.
It used to be very easy to do before we had an infield weighted system.
Sure.
So
I mean, with the policy that we have, if someone has the ability, as long as they get approval from Mrs. Carmichael, they can go and take a college course, as many as they want, they don't pay for it, out of the transfer, so you can see kind of that equity discrepancy, if that's the case.
We've got kids graduating with almost a full associate degree before they get out of high school. I mean, the world's education world is a different place. For a whole lot of reasons.
And I'll also ask them information and I'm gonna have to send them. I'll also be looking at university and check it out. They want to know about the river. They want to know about whole students, looking at whole students, you know, access to where they which year, do they just make, yeah. It's a fact. It's not just for grades, you know, like that's not, we don't know that, we want them to do basic class and do it because they're learning, that is valuable experience. So, probably we're asking, they want to know, what is that picture really look like teaching them to see it? And so, I think that would be
thank you.
Personnel report for this month. New employee, Rebecca Current, custodian, KES, Haley Poe, third grade maternity leave. Catherine Nancy, special education aide, KES. Jana Burton, Title I long-term sub, KIS. Danielle Davis, library media aide. Change in title, Allison Brewer, health assistant, KHS. Resignation, Ashley Hart, KIS media aide. Brittany Underwood, bus driver. ECA assignment. Chad Cook, varsity boys basketball head coach. Cannon Cook, varsity boys assistant coach. Dave Dry, varsity boys basketball assistant coach. Jameson Dunham, varsity boys basketball assistant coach. Joe Patton, JV and 8th grade boys basketball. Charity Smucker, 7th grade boys basketball. Lee Walker, 6th grade boys basketball. Dusty McGee, varsity girls basketball coach. Jacob Eischen, varsity girls assistant basketball coach. Lori Thomas, 8th grade, girls basketball. Jason Thompson, 6th grade girls basketball. Randy Gorman, 5th grade girls basketball. Kristen Crawford, varsity head cheer coach. Jen Johnson, varsity assistant cheer coach. Vanessa Redmond, varsity assistant cheer coach. Hannah Buckley, JV and middle school head cheer coach. Joe Gorman, JV and middle school assistant cheer coach. Caleb Buchanan, varsity head wrestling coach. Austin Mullins, varsity assistant wrestling coach. Zach Arnold, Landon Carmichael, Jason Dishman, all assistant wrestling coaches. Jason Martin, JV head wrestling coach. Aubrey Osborne, voice sponsor, KHF. That concludes the personnel report for this evening. Thank you, those of you who are in attendance tonight, assuming the board votes for you, who knows. Really excited to see what happens. Fingers are crossed.
Motion by Mrs. Toss, second by Mr. Richardson. to approve the personnel report as presented. Any other discussion?
Just a comment. I come back here with. So I don't know if you, it's come up for the last 12 years. But there's a couple names that I've heard. You guys come back. Good. All right, so awesome. Good. It's comforting because I'm doing something better. Not that. It's good.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried 7-0. Mr. Beatty, or you or Mrs. Madison doing the budget?
Mr. Madison.
I have for your approval tonight, the 2026 budget. The levies in the budgets are the same that we discussed in the budget work session and in our public hearing. We have a resolution for that, as well as the capital projects plan and the bus replacement plan, and all of those are in your packet.
Remind me, because you have to take those separately, separate items, right?
Yes, because they're all three different resolutions.
Board has studied this budget through a work session, through a presentation, through a public hearing. Now we have to make a decision. Who wishes to?
Okay. Mr. President, I'll make a motion to approve the 2026 budget as presented.
Motion by Mr. Leonard, second by Mrs. Van Hoy to approve the 2026 budget as presented. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carries 7-0. Capital projects, as I understand, isn't any?
Correct. I went ahead and advertised the plan as is, but there are no capital projects that will be out of the operations fund, that will be out of the bond.
Yeah.
Mr. President, I'll make the motion to approve the capital project.
Motion by Mrs. Neal, second by Mrs. Van Hoy to approve the capital projects plan as presented. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries 7-0. Bus replacement. These two will be coming out of the bond.
Correct.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion to approve the 2026 bus replacement plan as presented.
Motion by Mr. Leonard, second by Mrs. Neal to approve the bus replacement plan as presented. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carries 7-0. Thank you. Any other business? Come before the board. Hearing none, do we have any visitors wish to stand up to the microphone and speak?
Good evening. My wife and I have a few questions to ask regarding the incident that occurred on August 18th, 2025 I think that's kind of unofficial involving that fund day. Now, last month's meeting, I spoke about how we felt about this incident and ways we thought we may prevent something like this from ever happening again to one of our children or any children in the community. My questions are as follows. Has the position for the quote unquote medical assistant job title changed to better reflect the job that entails? Has there been protocol added to SOPs or standard operating procedures for this position to recheck a child with any injury within said reasonable time? Has the new position added at the high school been filled that would allow the licensed and accredited nurse to be available for injuries at every school? Is the health aide position at the elementary school and intermediate school offered a CPR certification or basic life support cert or PALS if hired in an outcome? If CPR or basic life support certificate certs are not offered, can we look at a way to see that anyone who holds the title of school health aide at all three locations are required upon hiring to complete these certs and or the combination with the affordability, accessibility of these certifications? We feel as if we and other parents have been much more comfortable knowing that this position held these certs. We recognize and appreciate the changes that have been made thus far. However, we are not yet confident in the medical care within the school system, and our goal is to continue to ask questions and brainstorm with our school system on how to further improve policies and protocols to keep children safe and support our future.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I've got some answers if that works for you. First off, thank you for your role in what is going to ultimately make our schools safer for everyone's children. Has the first question, and jump in if I get even wrong. Has the position name changed? It has not yet. The reason why it has not changed yet is I've had the opportunity to have a conversation with our health department. And the head of that health department, Anthony Fox. We are looking at what we can do to standardize not just the CPR and the PALS different certification, but what can we do to standardize training for anyone in these roles across the county? For example, if you are an instructional assistant at any school in the state of Indiana, there is certain training that you have to go through to be able to do that. The idea that health assistants don't have that, as you guys have pointed out, is not right, crazy. So we can't start with it statewide, but that is the hope that we get there. So we are starting through the health department to work on standardizing that. Is it ready yet? No, it's not. Has the policy of recheck changed in our district? Yes. And it also has changed regarding falls of students. There's also a standard height that if a kid falls from a piece of equipment that is taller than them, then they need a licensed medical professional to check them out and a parent needs to fall. No matter if there are any symptoms or not, they need to be checked, parents need to be notified. The new position at the high school has been filled. They do require CPR and PALS certs, and that, like I said, we are working hopefully countywide to change that, and hopefully have in place by, we're hoping the first of the calendar year. I don't know if it can move that quickly or not, but if we can't do it countywide, we're still going to work on it and do it district-wide. And yes, that new position has been filled, and Tracy Smith is now much more free to respond to other buildings. So I hope I've answered all of them. If I haven't, let me know. And again, thank you guys for your help in making this problem, making it safe.
Just one point of clarification, when you refer to the health department, you are talking about the county health department.
Yeah.
Not ours.
Yes. Yep, Henry County Health Department.
Thank you again. Anyone else?
Get your thing. Melissa?
Thank you, Frank, for all of your donations. Yeah, that's up to my dad, my mother. Yeah. We've been in for thank you, and that's the contract for the ladies, but if there's anything good, hang on. Yes, for that, so I really appreciate it.
Really?
I want to thank Frank Papa for their large donation. That's wonderful. Good to hear the rocket system up and moving. I too want to thank the private family for bringing awareness and being part of the change. And bringing it up. And like.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say congratulations to the 28 new members at the intermediate school that were inducted into the junior national honor society. That was great. 28's a lot, in my opinion. Big number. So congratulations to those 28. Another thing, I want to thank Stephanie for all the hours that you put in for the budget. We appreciate you very much. And also, I guess there were 11 KHS students that were honored with College Board National Recognition Awards. That's a big thing too, isn't it? And I want to say thank you to Tri Kappa for the grant that you let us have.
He's no dummy.
Pardon me?
I said, he's no dummy.
I'm very fortunate man to have her.
Yes.
And also, I don't know if this has been brought up before, but I want to thank Monica Van Hoy, all the helpers that go to the Carey Center for that arts and craft. We touch many, many children's lives. What? Maybe you have as many as 80 or so that go there every month. And I think that is so fantastic. I really do. So anyway, I want to thank Monica and all of her helpers. I know Miss Veach is there a lot of times, probably all the time. She keeps things under control. But anyway, thank you very much. That's all I had.
Monica?
Well, the things that I'm girls with Carey Center, it only works with the others, like there is no way that it's possible. We need everybody there, everybody on board to make it work. So, you're all here, it's just because even if you come to just for voice, that's very much appreciated. I wanted to say thanks to Frank and everybody that helped him with that grant that I think that presented the other night. Also, Stephanie, thank you for presentation and answering all the questions on the budget and walking us through that with them. I had a special meeting with her to explain a little bit more. So, the other thing I did want to mention is I personally struggle a little bit with this certification grant just because there might be a really amazing teacher and they have put their whole heart and soul into it, and that is amazing, but there were a lot of other teachers before them that did a good job to get that out there that they are. So I struggle with that. I just wanted to say everybody has their strengths and they are put in a position to provide those things and all works together to get those good test scores. So we're very much appreciative.
Application preparation. Appreciation to the appreciation to the ranking versus in ways it sounds easy and other things. It's all for the as always, a widespread appreciation to all staff. Get that back.
I got one thing to add. I want to thank Nicetown Elementary School for achieving a goal this board set years ago for 95% high reading pass. Thank you very much. My question to Jed 2 weeks ago was, okay, now we hit the goal 2 years early. Where do we go from here?
But no pressure.
Okay,
The best part is they ended up with about 96.3.
Yep.
And she wasn't, felt like it should be 98. They didn't get credit.
okay, you'd work for 98 next year. So congratulations. That was a challenge set by the Katie Jenner and the Department of Education to all schools across the state. This board adopted that goal of 95% by 2027, 2 years ago. So thank you, all of you, for making that happen 2 years early. Okay? That was my big highlight. Thank you all for coming tonight. Thank you for your input. Please continue to be here. To push, to strive to make us better. That's the only way we improve, is that the community's involved. So thank you. Thank you for volunteering your time to the kids of this community. With that, everyone have a good evening. We are adjourned.